Good morning, everyone. There are a lot of you over there that are so far away. Hello, good morning. All of you who are in that last section, come over with us. You're so far away. I know you like it over there, but we like you over here. Please come over. Please, please, please. You're just so far away. Thank you. Please come over. No, seriously. Thank you so much. My name is Carl Bowman. I'm the World Languages and Dual Language Immersion Specialist for the Utah State Board of Education. I welcome you to the annual Utah Dual Immersion Institute that we carry out annually for all first and second year dual immersion teachers for all 7 languages, and we're so excited to have you here. We conduct this every year so that we can provide you with information about how the dual immersion program functions and works. Seems that there is some music going on. And it's in my phone, sorry. Wow. That was amazing. One of my favorite radio stations on Apple. Okay, that was embarrassing. Am I read yet? As we welcome you this morning, I want to introduce to you the state team. First, I want to introduce to you Carolyn Schubach. Turn around there, Carolyn. She is our director for administrators. She works with all administrators across the state, providing them with direction and in-service and teaching them how to be a principal or an administrator. Works with the district administrators as well across the state and helping them to know how to be a dual immersion principal or administrator.
Says you're muted.
Said I'm muted. Thank you so much. There we go. That better? Thank you. Let me check here. Chat, that was probably what it is. There we go. Sweet. Thanks, Jane. The second person I'd like to introduce is Brenda Mcmurtry. Brenda is our administrative assistant at Utah State Board of Education. I'm sure you will see her name on different emails, and you can email her for help. She's an amazing person and works so well with all of us. We're grateful for her service and her work. You will also see 2 other people working with her today and throughout the week, Leslie Means and Pam Talili. We're grateful for their work here with us as well, and we appreciate their service with us. Wanted to introduce up in Draper Elementary School, Stacy Lyon. I don't know if Stacy, you can. There she is, right there. Stacy and her team. We have Jiajie Wu. Jiajie, can you come up to the camera and say hello? There you are. Awesome. We have Yu Jane Young. If you want to come up to the camera and say hello. There she is. We have Huda. He works down in Washington County. Oh, that's right. He's not there. And then we have Li Ping Zheng. Li Ping, are you there? Oh, she's also secondary. That's right. Well, that's the Chinese team. If we want to also welcome our Chinese teachers, if you want to all wave from there, that's awesome. Let's clap for our Chinese teachers. Let's clap for them. All of our English partner teachers who work with our Chinese, would you please stand? And let's recognize them, give them a big cheer. That's fantastic. Awesome, thank you so much. Then we have Georgia Geerlings, who is our French director. We have Irene Stone, who's one of our coordinators. And Emmanuel Collins Pinard. And then all of our French teachers, would you please stand and let's give them a cheer, please. Woohoo! Awesome. All of our English partner teachers who work with our French teachers, please stand. Let's give them a cheer. Awesome. Thank you so much. Awesome. Let's now introduce Shauna Weiniger, who's our Portuguese coordinator. And Silvia Uas, our Portuguese coordinator. All of our Portuguese teachers, would you please stand? Woo-hoo. That's wonderful. All of our English partner teacher that work with Portuguese, would you please stand, if any? Woo-hoo. Thank you for being here. That's great. I'd like to introduce Brandy Mao. She's our German and Russian director. Would our Russian and German teachers please stand? Yeah! Any of our English partner teachers who work with German and Russian, please stand. Woo-hoo! That's so great. Thank you. Now, Ophelia Wade, would you please stand, our Spanish director? She must still be upstairs working. Where's she? Oh, there you are. There's the team. That's great. Could we have Diego Benitez please stand? And Areli Nevares, please stand. Could we have Lucia Rubio, please stand? Raul Martin, please stand. Leo Valladares, please stand. And Natsieli Torres, please stand. I saw her over here. And is Maite here? Working with her. Working with Ophelia. Okay, great. Could we have all of our Spanish teachers please stand? That's great. All of our English partner teachers who work with Spanish, please stand. Awesome. As you can see, we have a great community of teachers, educators, and everybody else. I want to introduce somebody amazingly special here who works with all of the English partner teachers. Lois Simpson, please stand. Lois, I saved her till last because she has a week full of working with all of the languages, with all of the partner teachers. She has a full week every day of working with English partners, but with also every language teacher section coming in from the state. Experienced partner teachers, experienced English partner teachers, and new experienced partner teachers. Her task has been amazingly complicated as she's coordinated her efforts to meet all of the needs of English partners. So hats off to you, Lois. Thank you. I really appreciate all you've done to coordinate all of this. Let's give everybody another round of applause for your efforts. I want to introduce to you our keynote speaker, Dr. Jennifer Thronson. The nice thing about Jennifer is that she's my boss. I love working with her. She's an amazing person. She's the Director of Teaching and Learning at the Utah State Board of Education. And I'm excited for you to hear from her. I think you'll learn a lot from her. And we're privileged and honored to have her here. She's a very, very busy person. And we're grateful to have her here and introduce you to her. Jennifer?
I need to be Phil Donahue right now. Well, thank you, Carl. I feel like a bonus should come his way. That was a very kind introduction. So I used to be a classroom teacher. I taught elementary school and middle school. So that is where my heart still is. I think where our jobs is with kids. So thank you for being in the trenches with students every day. I get to come and visit schools. So if you ever see me, don't be afraid. I'm friendly. But people are like, the state's coming. It's just me. Like, we're humans who have been teachers and understand the complexities of classrooms and are really here to support and figure out what you need. As we kind of advocate this session, we'll be looking to try and get more money for dual language immersion. So being able to share the experiences that I've had in your classrooms is super helpful as we go and do that work. So having been a classroom teacher, I then moved on to be an English language learner coordinator, so really supporting kids in learning English instead of learning a target language. And then I became an instructional coach in a dual immersion French school in Canyons, and that was its own experience where I was like, wow, I can understand French. I speak no French, mind you. Thank you, French teachers. But the way that our teachers in dual language make content comprehensible to the person who is the monolingual minority in this room right now is amazing. I've got into 6th grade Chinese math class and known what was happening. And that is, I can tell you, I can go into an English 6th grade math class and not know what's happening at times. So I just genuinely appreciate the passion that all of you bring in trying to help our students become biliterate, and really appreciative of language as well as the culture. The way that I get culture is I travel. I've been to 35 countries. I have 6 that I'm going to between now and December. And so this is what I do for my way of learning and appreciating other cultures. You're bringing it to our kids. And so it's just so appreciative. Not all of them can travel to a bunch of countries and experience it there, but to be able to come every day and get that experience in our own classrooms in Utah is pretty exceptional. So with that said, I'm gonna just take us through a little journey. I believe you all are here creating a legacy for our kids in Utah. They are going to be appreciative of others. They're gonna understand different perspectives. They're gonna value language in a way that they wouldn't have had not coming into this program as little kids. Kindergartners coming in, those first 6 weeks, get ready for tears, any of you who are new. K and 1, it is like a crying session for those first 6 weeks. It's so hard. And then they just start to blossom. So make it through 6 weeks, you'll be fine. That is my story for you. And just really welcome to Utah. Many of you have kind of given up living in your home countries to come here and be part of this program. And those of you that are locals, contributing. You're taking on added students. Many of you had 25, 30 kids before, now you're taking on 50 or 60. That is not, we notice. Like, that is something that not all our teachers are willing to do, and just so appreciative of our English teachers who are like, yeah, I'll take more. This is a great program I want to support. So thank you for joining us and just being part of this work. Where this came from. We are in about year 13 to 15, depending on how you look at it, in terms of this program's inception. So we've gone through, if you're not familiar with bill language, we've gone through a number of bills to get here today. Really continuing to grow the program, bringing on our bridge program to allow our kids to have minors in the language when they leave high school, which is pretty exceptional and unusual, and this thing is clicking at its own pace. We started with Governor Huntsman really helping to advocate for this program, realizing the value of having multilingual students in preparation for the workforce and being able to bring lots of aspects to Utah. Senator Stevenson, he is not a senator anymore, but he is still behind the scenes advocating for this program. So if you ever see him, be like, thank you. He really does help to continue to grow this program. And then Governor Herbert, who was our last governor, he was super supportive. Governor Cox is still super supportive. Just continuing that, I think you'll see in session, we'll be able to advocate to get us back to hopefully a funding level that we used to be. Those of you that have been here for a while, we're doing a lot with less and really appreciative that you've made that work, but we're hoping to help advance that. We have a number of languages across our dual language immersion program, which you all kind of got to get introduced to each other a little bit earlier. But when we started, we had 3 kind of main languages that we were trying to grow. And now we continue to kind of add languages and try and express different, bring in those different perspectives and cultures to our students. Our newest language, I believe, Russian was our newest. Who's going to give me yes? Thank you, ladies. Confirmed. Head nods is all I needed right there. Just imagine, 15 years ago, we didn't have this in the elementary level. We always had, language programs in high school. I am a product of that, 7 years of Spanish. Got to AP Spanish and said, thank you, but I will not be taking that test. I am not proficient. But I just, spent the time. I was engaged. I had a speech impediment in high school, and so I was unwilling to really speak in class, which makes it difficult to learn a language. So I blame it on that, not my Spanish teachers. I will take all the credit for failure. When it comes to our growing program, we have 323 programs across the state, and you can see up there the number of programs by language. That's amazing. When we started, we were, below 50 that first year and have just continued to grow as people have seen the benefit of this program for our teachers, but ultimately for our kids and our community. And so that's pretty phenomenal. I will share with you a density map here in a little bit to show you Utah is at the top of the country in terms of the number of programs per kind of our population. Over 10% of our students are in dual language immersion. So as you kind of look here, thousands of students are learning to be biliterate in our state because of all of you and because of our administrators and our legislature kind of investing in this. People come to Utah to see dual language immersion. We are well known across the country, and that's because of the great work you do. And just so thankful that we can. We also have lots of people who move here temporarily, or we convince some of them to permanently stay in Utah from their home countries. And so just wanted to respect that we have a number of folks that this may be their first week or second week in the country, and we're excited to have you. It's a very welcoming community. We foster just friendships and care for each other, so hopefully you'll get to experience that early in your time here, and your school communities will be very happy to have you adding to the lives of our kids. We are constantly in the papers, and when I say we, I mean you. It really is the work that you're doing that becomes the envy of the nation because our program is so strong here. And so thankful that you continue to give to this program year after year. Utah setting a strong example for dual language growth. We're going to be releasing a report of proficiency levels across the state, across the languages. I think it'll be the first report that we've really gone into the depth that we'll be doing to show the proficiency our kids are having. It's going to bring, again, some awareness back to this program of the greatness that you all have created and how competent our students are. Anywhere from their Spanish language proficiency to Chinese. The character-based languages, obviously proficiency takes a little bit longer, but you get to see this growth over time, and it's pretty phenomenal. And then state scrambling to keep up with dual language immersion. That is our current story. The program continues to grow. The kids are motivated, families are motivated. You all know we have wait lists across the state to get into this program. And part of that demand is good for the program, right? To not be able to meet everybody. It's like, I'm sorry, you don't get to learn a language, but we have all these other kids that can. And if we want to be able to thrive in this environment and get as many kids in as we can, but we know we can only do so much, and we're going to do the best with the kids that we have right now in the program. Those are all stolen from the newspaper, so different headlines across this country related to this program. This lovely map is a density map of dual language immersion programs across the country in 2021. The darker the blue, the greater number of programs. I'd like you to look at the map. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the United States, as well as you're looking at that going, I don't know what states those are. You've got California in the dark blue, Utah, Texas, New York, and I think it's North Carolina. I'm like, I need to look at the acronym. Good thing there's a cheat sheet there. Consider the populations. If you know anything about America, some of our most populated states are California, Texas, and New York. And yet Utah, who is not a populated state compared to those states, is one of the highest, most dense programs in the country. It's pretty phenomenal. One of the reasons we are kind of come see, you can see 323 programs in a stop to Utah, which is pretty phenomenal. There's like 660 programs in California. How? They were in the bilingual era way before Utah was. It is the power of the program of what you all have created. The comprehensible input that happens in your classrooms is phenomenal. The professional learning that our dual language administrators offer you is some of the best in the country. And it makes you all some of the best educators in this country. So thank you for all that you're doing. We are on a map that typically Utah doesn't show up on a map because of the work that is happening. And I do want to take a moment. I know you all had to stand up already, so get ready. You're going to have to stand up again. I think it's important to recognize all of you for the hard work that you're doing. And so to start, I'm going to start from the furthest from the classroom to the closest to the classroom, because ultimately you all impact students. I'm as far as you get, other than the federal level, from the classroom, but I am probably one of the most appreciative folks for what you do, having been a classroom teacher. It is the hardest job I ever had. Being able to serve 34 first graders, yes, that was my life one year. That was a challenge. And that was all in just English. So I can only imagine with 50 to 60 kids, the difference that makes. So if I can have our Utah Dual Language Immersion administrators, and before you stand, I do want to point out, I noticed something about our Spanish team. Y'all color coordinated, and I just want to appreciate it. So they're all in navy blue. I noticed you were following that theme, and Ophelia is here. So I'm going to take a moment to recognize Ophelia. Ophelia Wade, everyone. I had the pleasure of working with Ophelia in Canyons when I was the Chinese language support person. Yes, I speak no languages, yet I supported the Chinese teachers. It's fine, they were lovely, they handled me fine. But working with Ophelia side by side, she is a master of this work and continues to be a great leader. So glad to see the color coordination of the team. I don't know if you all picked up on it, but I sure did. All right, so we'll start with our dual language administrator. If you are on this lovely list of folks who are helping to lead in the design and professional learning of this program, if you'll stand up and be recognized. Yeah. And I heard Mike DeGallo, and I may have butchered that. Thank you, there you are. She just joined us as well. So we want to catch everyone. We heard there were some issues upstairs that you all facilitated. All right, next up is our school district charter and school leaders. If we have any of our administrators in the room that help to foster these conditions. If you're in a building that is not full dual language immersion, it is a job of a principal to try and not have a school within a school. It is hard work to try and create one cohesive school when you have a dual language immersion program. It's a challenge that our administrators really do face every year, and it takes some strategic planning and integration of students who are in dual language and those who are not. So with that said, my administrators, charter leaders in the room, if you'll stand up and be recognized for your work. Okay. All right, next up is our university partners. This program, when it first started, we focused on elementary, we grew our program to middle school, and then we got to high school and we're like, oh, you made it through AP in 9th grade. Thank you, good job, see you later. And then the Bridge program came, and the Bridge program has really been a game changer for our students. It lets them leave high school with a minor in a language if they really get through that, which is phenomenal and kind of unprecedented across the country. So those of you that are university partners, if you will stand as well. I know we didn't get to recognize you earlier, and it might be a few of you, but that's okay. Go ahead and stand. All right. It's great to be able to show this continuum, this pathway that kids have an option for. And then finally, but most importantly, the teachers in the room. This is where the heart of the program is. Because of all of you, that we can be successful. Without each and every one of you, our kids would not have this opportunity to become biliterate and, if anything, appreciative of differences in other cultures and languages and the value that that brings. So if you will stand so we could recognize you as the heart of the program. Wow, there are a lot of you. You dominated the room, thank you. I know some of you are like, she's making me stand again. It's gonna be okay, you're gonna be sitting all day. This is your plyometrics for the day. You're gonna appreciate me later. You're gonna be like, where's Jennifer? Why are we not standing right now? So that is all I have for you this morning. Just our thanks as the state board folk. I oversee core standards, educator preparation, educator licensing, dual language immersion, digital teaching and learning, all the things. If it's not CTE, it lives with us in general. So if you ever need anything from the Utah State Board, most people don't even know we exist. We do exist. We're here for you as you need support in dual language immersion as well as just classroom instruction. My goal as the Director of Teaching and Learning is to increase student learning. I advocate highly for literacy across the state and trying to improve outcomes for kids. When we have less than 50% of kids who read at grade level in the state, we have a journey to go. And part of that journey is through all of you. Becoming literate in 2 languages really does help to broker the other. So thank you for the work that you do in advancing literacy rates as well as cultural appreciation and just the effort. Having double the caseload that your colleagues have in a lot of cases is stepping up in this space, and really thankful for your willingness to say, yeah, I'll take a whole nother group of kids. I'm in for that. So thank you so much, and have a great week at Audi or the days that you're here. This will be some of the best professional learning you will receive, as well as set you up for success. And the folks that you will meet from our DLI leadership team, they are your advocates. They are here to support you in every way that they can. You just have to ask. And sometimes people are like, I don't want to bother them. Bother them. That's what they're here for. Please bother. It's not a bother. It helps them to know how to better support you and some of that work that we can do to get you resources and tools and curriculum and all of those pieces. We know best when you tell us what we need to do. So please continue to advocate and share what you need with these folks as they can really move us forward. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Jennifer. As you can tell, she's an amazing person, and I'm grateful to be working with her. Just want to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Baldomero Lago. He's the Chief International Officer for Utah Valley University. Also among many of his responsibilities, Dr. Lago fulfills his appointment as the Honorary Consul of Spain. So I'd like to welcome him. He's the one who has made possible our opportunity to hold Audi here at Utah Valley University. So let's please welcome Dr. Lago.
Thank you, Carl. It's a privilege to be with you. Good morning, fellow educators. It is honestly an honor to be with you this morning and to share with you just a couple thoughts before you start your main professional development at 9 o'clock. That's my understanding. Jennifer, thank you. Thank you. It is so vibrant to see such an energy coming from the Board of Education, and I imagine that Carl is tickled to that, to have someone to be able to work so closely. On behalf of Utah Valley University, we welcome you to our campus here in Orem. We have multiple campuses, but this is our main one, and I hope that, and we hope that you will enjoy your stay and that you will be able to enjoy these facilities. And I just want you to know that this academic institution, Utah Valley University, is in full support with all the programs that you folks are leading today. Let me share with you just briefly, back in 1994, and when I say fellow educator, is because I was also a fellow educator teaching languages as well. I started my career in 1994 teaching high school. And yes, I was teaching Spanish, I was teaching ESL, and I know how difficult that was. So Jennifer, when you say, yes, it is so challenging to get someone to speak the language, it was detrimental at that time. And I remember working with some of the folks at the district level as well as the State Board of Education, asking them, can we teach language at the earliest stage? Because, I mean, by the time they come to our classrooms, it's almost a nightmare. That LED, language acquisition device, is already blocked, and this gets their front lobe. I don't know if it even has been developed at this point or not, but, you know, it is very challenging to speak and to teach in the language. So I have seen the trajectory from the earliest stages of the implementation of the dual language immersion programs in the state of Utah. I remember when Governor Huntsman actually passed that bill, and I remember the implementation of working with different directors throughout the state, and even some of your colleagues sitting here in this room. And today, here we are, you know, a few years later. This is marvelous to be able to see the growth, because we believe in this program. Absolutely, we do. I also want you to know that as Chief International Officer for this university, one of my responsibilities is to host high-level individuals into this community. from ambassadors to United Nations officials to the Office of American States organization to our campus and so forth. And during those visits, when they come to the state or when they come to lecture at this university, we always talk or we always mention some of the, what I consider the jewels or the golden nuggets of the state. And of course, we bring across, the notion of, well, this is the greatest state because of its natural and majestic parks that we have. 5 national parks is a beautiful area, the mountain resource, the ski resource. And then we also talk about Silicon Slopes and the socioeconomic impact that actually is bringing to the state and how we're becoming well known because of the industry. But there's always the conversation on the dual language immersion programs. To me, that is perhaps the most critical golden nugget that we have in the state. And it's interesting that we take the opportunity to educate all these high-level dignitaries of the importance and the relevance of the work that all of you actually perform in the classrooms, to inspire very young minds to be able to learn new cultures, new language. And as you all know, and I'm preaching here to the choir, you know the benefits of learning a second language. So I know because I have seen it. I have 3 kids of my own that they are bilingual, and I see the influence and the repercussion. For this, I thank you. We thank you as an academic institution for the great and amazing work that you are doing, because you are making an incredible difference in our community. Now, some of the business folks will say, yes, we need this because this is an economic growth as well. But I think more personally on the lives of those young minds. By the time they arrive to the university, those individuals have changed, because now they don't only understand a different culture, but they also understand themselves much better. With that, I thank you for your great offer. I hope that you have an incredible conference this week. And let me share the last thing. Here we are at Utah Valley University, welcome you with open arms. And if there's anything that we can do, let us know. Have a wonderful conference. Thank you.
Again, thank you, everyone. We appreciate it. I hope you have a lovely day and a lovely week.